for the ones that do know who I am, that may follow me on social media, and to the ones that do not know who I am, my name is Tiara. Over the years, I've kind of struggled with being lukewarm. And what that is having one foot in the world and having one foot following Christ. So within this last year, God has relocated me, and He set me down within these last few months to really depend on Him and get closer to Him. So within that time, I realized a lot of things within myself that I needed to heal before I could go forth before you guys and let you know this word. Before January, me and my grandmother, we had like a scare. And she had what she had going on, and I had what I had going on. And we were just really worrying, and was just calling on Christ and wanted to trust in Him that, it wouldn't be what we thought it was. And within that time, He presented me with this song. And I actually sent it to her on January 11th. It's called The Call by Isabella Davis. Throughout this song, she keeps saying, Almighty God, we need you right now. Reveal your glory and pour your spirit out. Then she leads on to, we need you, Lord. Let your glory fall. We need you. We need you. Now, she repeated this numerous times too. And then it comes to, we need you. Lord, let your glory fall. We need you. Oh, come in. Come in. We need you. You are welcome. You are welcome. We need you, Lord. Let your glory fall. We need you. We can't make it without you, Jesus. We need you, Lord. Let your glory fall. We want more of your presence, more of your spirit, more of your love and mercy and healing. So that then leads me to Psalm 34, verses 3 through 8. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought the Lord, and he heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked to him and were radiant, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried out, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps all around those who fear him and delivers them. Oh, taste and see the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in him. The Lord is basically saying, trust in him, and he will save you from all of your troubles. So moving a little further along, how God was, still working with me, and how, this was a revelation, also a confirmation. My grandmother came and visited me about 2 weeks ago. So she came to me and she was like, have you seen this show yet? And the name of the show was called Night Agent. I was in the midst of just spending more time with the Lord, getting more close with him, being in my Bible. And I had not seen it yet. But this passing Saturday, it came up on the TV. And it said something like, the world is in trouble. Will you answer the call? It's not verbatim, but it was something like that. So it caught my attention. It made me remember back to the song that was called The Call. So I said, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this and see what this is about. Sure enough, it definitely was confirmation. It was number one in TV shows on Netflix. It's called The Night Agent, and it was released this year, 2023. Peter, who lost his father when he was a teenager, he had been dealing with the backlash of his father, which was an FBI agent, guilty of treason. So one night he was on the train, and he saw the suspicious man get on the train, and so he's looking. The man drops a bag, and then he leaves off the train. So Peter like, let me go check this out. Let me see, what's to this. So he goes to check out the bag, and it was a bomb in there. So Peter, pulled the emergency brake, and he told everybody to get off the train. That was that. Maybe a year later, Diane Farr, the chief of staff of the president, she asks Peter to work a night action line where he would answer calls for night agents. So on this particular night when Peter had went in, Rosa had ended up calling. So Rosa is the niece of two night agents. And they basically told her to go to a house, call that line, and let them know that they were in trouble. So, intruders had came in the house, so Rosa go down to the house. She called Peter like, we need help. Peter like, okay, what's the password? Because they had passwords, with the agents, and she didn't know it. So he's going to hang up like, I don't know what, you got the wrong number, like I'm finna go. So she's like, no, there's people after us. They're after my aunt and my uncle, and they gave me this number to call. You have to help. I've seen them, they seen me, now they after me. So Peter like, okay, he stay on the phone with her, and he's like, okay, well, we gonna figure this out together. So he basically walks her through what to do until the police arrives. Rosa is trying to get down to the bottom of why someone would want to kill her aunt. So she steady questioning, like, why, what is going on? But Rosa is not willing to work with anybody that's in the White House because she overheard her aunt say that it was a mole in the White House. But she did trust Peter. So Peter asks Rosa, is there anything that she remembers, her aunt saying that can give them a lead? So Rosa said that she overheard her aunt say that the world is in trouble. So throughout the next few episodes, Rosa and Peter is on an assignment to figure out who and why they were after and killed her aunt and uncle, and why were they now after her. They later found out that Rosa aunt and uncle were investigating the Metro bombing, the one that Peter saved the people from a year ago. And it was also a connection to Maddie, the vice president's daughter. Later on down the line, Maddie gets kidnapped. Peter finds out that Farr was behind the bombing, which is Farr is the one who asked Peter to come into the White House to do the job, to answer the calls. Once Farr finds out that Peter and Rosa has got down to the bottom of it, she's scared. She's like, we got to send somebody out. We're going to have to lock Peter up so he won't be able to talk to the people and tell them what he has found out. So throughout the whole time, Rosa and Peter are faced with many oppositions, in the assignment. But they continue to stick together throughout the whole thing. They stuck together. Rosa ends up telling Peter that she's glad that he's the one that answered the call. So skip forward to episode 9, which was titled The Devil We Know. Maddie ended up escaping, from the kidnap, although they had already found her location. So she ended up escaping, letting them know that the kidnapper was telling her that the vice president, which is her father, was behind the Metro bombing, and he wanted her to make him confess on camera that he was behind it. Maddie kidnapper is the man that planted the bombing, the suspicious man that Peter seen drop off the bag and get off the train. So he was so upset and angry because his plan did not go through and Peter cleared off the train. They came after him, and he had a twin brother. They killed his twin brother. So then Peter realizes that Diane Farr used him because people already looked at his father like a traitor. So basically, she was trying to pin him. If everything went bad, everything will fall on him, and they will believe it. But see, that's when God comes in, because what the enemy means for evil, God turns around for good. Okay? Because in the end, Peter was able to keep Rosa safe, and he stopped the planned attack from the vice president on the president and the terrorists. The president was so pleased with his work, she had offered him to be the night agent instead of working the night line. And so I feel like, what God is basically telling us now is answer the call. He's calling on a lot of people, and he's been calling for a while now, and he's saying answer the call because it's something serious that's going on, and he's trying to get you all attention. And I know you guys have noticed, the shift that's been going on, the transitioning that's been going on. A lot of people has been, turning to Christ, and that's because whatever is going on in this world today, which there is a lot, and only God knows, he's trying to get the attention of his people to bring them closer to him so that he can lead and guide us in the right way. Because without his spirit, without his grace, without his mercy, we will not be able to know which way to go. So he's calling on a lot of us to turn to him. Let go of the wicked ways and turn to him. He led me to a scripture, Psalms 22, verses 27 through 31. And it reads, all the ends of the world shall remember and turn to the Lord, and all the families of the nation shall worship before you. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he rules over the nations. All the prosperous of the earth shall eat and worship. All those who go down to dust shall bow before him. even he who cannot keep himself alive, a posterity shall serve him. It will be recounted of the Lord to the next generation. They will come and declare his righteousness to a people who will be born, that he has done this. So all will turn to the Lord and worship him, and all shall bow before him. Because he who cannot keep himself alive will need Jesus. We all as people are not able to save ourselves, but we know that the Lord our God can. So then I was led to first book of Peter, chapter 3, verses 8 through 12. Finally, all of you be of one mind, having compassion for one another, love as brothers, be tenderhearted, be courteous, not returning evil for evil, or reviling for reviling, but on the contrary, blessing, knowing that you were called to do this, that you may inherit a blessing. For he who would love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips from speaking deceit. Let him turn away from evil and do good. Let him speak peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil. He's calling all of us. He's calling us to turn against evil and do good. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil. He's not going to be able to save or lead and guide the ones who do evil. He's going to turn his back. So because the world is going through something, and I don't know what it is, but I've been feeling it. I know the people of God has been feeling it. But the world is going through something. And so he wants you to be ready. He wants you to be ready. He's calling on you. He's calling on you, and he's ready for you to bow, to turn to him and turn from your wicked ways. I know that this word is for someone. It was for me. Accept and receive the word and apply it and answer his call. He's calling. He's calling. He's calling. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video.